we can discuss Young's double slit experiment. The experiment was conducted by Thomas Young to observe the interference pattern and to find the fringe width or bandwidth. You know what is interference pattern? Interference pattern means alternate dark bands and bright bands. That is called interference pattern. So this experiment was conducted to observe the interference pattern and also to find the width of the fringes or bands. The experimental arrangement consists of S. S represents the monochromatic source. In front of it a slit is placed so that the light can be collimated. Okay, it can be converted to a single beam. And two slits are placed. S1 and S2 are the two slits placed equidistant from the original source. These two slits act as coherent. Being derived from the original source, here they produce light of same wavelength, frequency, velocity, then having constant phase or constant phase difference, and hence S1 and S2 act as coherent source. Then there is a screen, here this represents a screen placed at some distance from the slit. Okay, so this is the experiment arrangement. It consists of a monochromatic source S, and S1 and S2 are the two slits placed in front of the source, and these slits S1 and S2 act as the coherent, and there is a screen placed at some distance from the slits. Okay. Now, suppose a narrow slit is illuminated by a monochromatic light of wavelength lambda. S1 and S2 are the two narrow slits at equal distance from S, being derived from the same parent source. Slits S1 and S2 act as coherent sources. Okay. Let small d be the distance between the two slits. Here S1 and S2 act as the coherent source. So, d be the distance between the two slits, and capital D is the distance between slits and the screen. Okay, capital D is the distance between coherent source and the screen. So, let small d is the distance between the slits and capital D is the distance between slits and the screen. Consider a point P on the screen distant y from the center O. Here the center point is O. Okay, consider a point P distant y from the center O. Okay, and the nature of the interference pattern at the point P depends on the path difference. We know the path difference, the interference pattern, whether it is bright band or dark band, it depends on the path difference or phase difference. Okay, so the nature of the interference pattern, that means either bright band or dark band, it depends on the path difference. So here the nature of the interference pattern at the point P depends on the path difference. Now, what is the path difference at the point P? Here light waves from S1 reaches the point P, and light waves from S2 also reaches the point P. So, what is the path difference between the light waves from S1 to P and S2 to P? So, what is the path difference? Path difference is equal to S2P minus S1P. Clear? Like this, path difference is equal to S2P minus S1P. So, in order to find out the value of S2P minus S1P, we can draw a perpendicular from S1 like this to the screen. Consider a perpendicular drawn from S1 to the screen. Let the point be M. Similarly, draw a perpendicular from S2 to the screen like this, and let the point be N. Okay, so what is the distance between O and M? The total distance, the distance between the two slits, that is D. So, what is this distance? This distance is equal to D by 2. Okay, because it is at the middle point. Here also D divided by 2. So, path difference is S2P minus S1P. In order to find out the value of that path difference, we can draw a perpendicular from S1 to the screen and S2 to the screen. Let the points be M and N, and the distance OM equal to D by 2 and the distance ON equal to D by 2. Now, we can consider two triangles. These are the two triangles S1MP, this triangle, right angle triangle S1MP, and the triangle S2NP. Okay, this one S2NP. We can consider two triangles, right angle triangles S1MP and S2NP. From this triangle S1MP, applying Pythagoras theorem, we can write S1P square, hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square. So S1 P square can be written as S1 M square plus PM square, like this. S1 P square is equal to S1 M square plus PM square. Now S1 P square equal to, what is this? S1 M, that is equal to D. So we can write D square plus, what is the value of PM? What is the value of PM? From the center point to the point P is Y. Okay, here this distance is D by 2. What is the value of PM? PM equal to Y minus D by 2, isn't it? Whole square. Okay, so S1 P square is equal to D square plus PM. What is the value of PM? From center point to P is Y. This distance is D by 2. So this distance is Y minus D by 2. Similarly, if you consider triangle S2NP, S2NP, again applying the Pythagoras theorem, we can write S2P square equal to S2N square plus Pn square. Here, S2N square plus Pn square. We can substitute S2N. What is the value of S2N? S2N is equal to D. So it is D square plus, what is the value of Pn? Here this is Pn. Pn can be written as Y plus D by 2. Clear, children? So Pn equal to Y plus D by 2. Here Y plus D by 2 the whole square. We want path difference S2P minus S1P. We can subtract these two. So we can write S2P square minus S1P square equal to, that is D square plus Y plus D by 2 the whole square minus D square plus Y minus D by 2 the whole square. Then we can simplify. This is of the form A plus B the whole square. We can simplify and take the negative sign inside. Okay, like this. We can cancel D square and D square. We can cancel Y square and Y square. We can cancel D square by 4 and D square by 4. Okay. Now here it becomes 2YD by 2. 2 cancel. Here also 2 get cancelled. So final answer is, what is the final answer? 2YD. Okay, children. So final answer is S2P square minus S1P square equal to 2YD. This is of the form A square minus B square. We can write A square minus B square is A plus B into A minus B. So it can also be written as S2P minus S1P into S2P plus S1P equal to 2YD. We want S2P minus S1P, that is the path difference. So S2P minus S1P equal to 2YD divided by S2P plus S1P. S2P minus S1P, path difference equal to 2YD divided by S2P plus S1P. Now we can take one approximation. Since Y and D very much less than capital D, here the distance Y means the distance between the center and the point P. Okay, so the distance Y is very less, of the order of centimeter range. Okay, and here the distance between the two slits, that is also very less, of the order of millimeter range. So small d is actually a very small value and Y is also a small value compared to capital D. Capital D is of the order of meter. The distance between slit and screen is of the order of meter. So if we compare small d and Y with capital D, Y and D are very small values compared to capital D. Hence we can make an approximation. Then negligible error will be introduced if S2P plus S1P in the denominator is replaced by 2D. Okay, so since S1 and S2 are closer, very closer, P is a point very close to the center point, S1P and S2P are almost equal to D plus D. Okay, because S1 and S2 are closer and the point P is very close to the center region. So S1P, that is almost equal to capital D. S2P, that is also almost equal to capital D. So in the denominator, S2P plus S1P can be replaced by 2D. Now the error involved is about 0.005%. If you make this approximation, the error involved is only about 0.005%. Hence we can make an approximation like that. So path difference is S2P minus S1P equal to 2YD divided by, what is the original formula? 2YD divided by S2P plus S1P. So that S2P plus S1P can be replaced as 2D. 2 cancel. So S2P minus S1P equal to YD by D. So path difference S2P minus S1P equal to YD divided by D. Let at the point P, here at the point P, a bright fringe or constructive interference is found. First we can assume that at the point P, a bright fringe is found. We know the condition for path difference for the bright fringe is path difference is equal to n lambda. Okay. So path difference is equal to n lambda means there a bright band or bright fringe is formed. Here we got the path difference from the experiment as S2p minus S1p equal to yd by d. We can equate these two. Okay children. So yd by d equal to n lambda. Okay. So y can be written as dn lambda divided by small d. So this y represents the position of bright fringe. So position of bright fringes from the central region is y equal to dn lambda by small d. You have to by heart the formula. Position of bright fringe from the center region is y equal to dn lambda divided by small d. What are the values of n? If you put n equal to 0, put n equal to 0, what is y? Y equal to 0. Put n equal to 1, what is y? Y equal to d lambda divided by d. Put n equal to 2, what is y? Y equal to 2d lambda by d. Clear children? Put n equal to 3, y equal to 3d lambda by d and so on. So put n equal to 0, y equal to 0 means where is the position? That is the center region. Y equal to 0 means that is the center region. And that band is called the central maximum or central band. This is the position for central bright fringe. Okay, y equal to 0, that means at the center which type of band is formed, which type of fringe is formed, bright fringe is formed. Put n equal to 1, y equal to d lambda by d, that is called the first bright fringe. N equal to 2, y equal to 2d lambda by d, that is called the second bright fringe. N equal to 3, y equal to 3d lambda by d, that is the third bright fringe and so on, etc. Okay, we can substitute any values for n. We will get n equal to 4 means y equal to 4d lambda by d, that is the fourth bright fringe and so on. So position of bright fringes from the central region is y equal to dn lambda by d, and put n equal to 0, that is the position of central bright fringe. Put n equal to 1, d lambda by d, that is the position of first bright fringe. N equal to 2, y equal to 2d lambda by d, that is the position of second bright fringe and so on. So this is the position of the central bright fringe, this is the position of the first bright fringe and so on. So what is there in between two bright fringes? There is a dark fringe. Okay, so we know the interference pattern means alternate bright band and the dark band. So between two bright fringes there is a dark band. So here at this position a bright fringe is formed, at this position a bright fringe is formed means between these two there is a dark fringe, and the difference is the width of the dark fringe or dark band. Between these two, the second bright and the first bright, there is a dark band. If you subtract these two values, we will get the width of the dark band. So we can find out the width of dark band as width of dark band is equal to, we can subtract the successive values. Okay, so d lambda by d minus 0 or 2d lambda by d minus d lambda by d. Anyway, the answer is d lambda by d. So width of the dark band, width is usually represented by beta. Beta dark we can write. So width of this, so this is actually the linear width. Linear width means its unit is in centimeter. Okay, centimeter or meter range. So linear width of the dark band is given by beta is equal to d lambda divided by d. The width of the linear bandwidth of the dark band is d lambda by d. So width of all dark bands d lambda by d. So similarly, let at the point P a dark fringe is formed. In the first case we have taken at the point P a bright fringe is formed. Okay, second case we can take let at the point P a dark fringe or destructive interference is formed. We have the condition for a dark fringe is path difference is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Okay, path difference is 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. Here we can equate, here we got the path differences as yd by d equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2, and y equal to, we can cross multiply 2n plus 1 into d lambda divided by 2d. Okay, y equal to 2n plus 1 into d lambda by 2d. This is the position of all dark fringes. So position of all dark fringes from the central region is y equal to 2n plus 1 into d lambda by 2d. You have to by heart the formula. Now we can put n equal to 0. Put n equal to 0. What is y? Y equal to, here put n equal to 0. Y becomes d lambda by 2d, isn't it? Put n equal to 0. The answer y equal to d lambda by 2d. Put n equal to 1. What is y? N equal to 1, y is equal to 3d lambda by 2d. Put n equal to 2, put n equal to 2, y is equal to 5d lambda by 2d, and etc. Clear? We can take any values. Put n equal to 0, y equal to, here 1, 0 d lambda by 2d. When n equal to 1, y becomes 3d lambda by 2d. When equal to 2, y becomes 5d lambda by 2d, and so on. So here this is the position of first dark band or first dark fringe, because at the center region, if you take n equal to 0 in the first case, in the center region only bright band is formed. Okay, at the center region, that means at here, this is the center, y equal to 0. At that region only bright band is formed. So here if you put n equal to 0, there, that is the condition for first dark fringe. Okay, that is the position of the first dark fringe. So n equal to 0, y equal to d lambda by 2d, that is the position of the first dark fringe. N equal to 1, y equal to 3d lambda by 2d, that is the position of second dark fringe. N equal to 2, y equal to 5d lambda by 2d, that is the position of third dark fringe, and so on. So if you want to find out the third dark fringe position, means you have to put dark fringe position means n equal to 2. Okay, don't get confused. If you want to find out the position of the fifth dark fringe, means we have to put n equal to 4. If you want to find out the second dark fringe, you have to put n equal to 1. Clear? First dark fringe means n equal to 0. Clear, children? Now, what is there in between two dark fringes? We will get a bright band. Between two dark fringes there is a bright band. So what is the width of the bright band? Next we have to find out the width of the bright band. Width of the bright band, we can subtract the successive values. Okay, here the 3d lambda by 2d minus d lambda by 2d, or 5d lambda by 2d minus 3d lambda by 2d. We can subtract any two values, 3d lambda by 2d minus d lambda by 2d, and the answer is again d lambda by d. Clear? So the width of bright band, beta bright, the width of bright band is also d lambda by d. Clear, children? So width of bright band is also d lambda by d. In the first case we got beta, dark is equal to d lambda by d. So fringe width of dark band and bright band are same, that is d lambda by d. Okay, so that using this Young's double slit experiment, we can observe the interference pattern and also we can find out the fringe width. Okay, children?